Hello and welcome, I am Carynx and this is Dark Souls 3. And since this is not a Sunday upload, it's of course going to be another online play episode. That means about 1.5 hours full of co-op, invasions and whatever else multiplayer related I can cram into there. Well, not like there is anything outside of co-op and invasions that we can do. But let me get my keyboard out of the way. And then let me see for one moment. We have an undead bone shard in our inventory. I should be burning that. And that's everything already. I'm fine on supplies. That's not something I have to worry about. Upgrades. I've set these 12 shards aside for when I get my next weapon. I'm not going to be using them on anything else. Right. I believe we are going to burn this bone shard and then return to the Cathedral of the Deep. So, the way we're going to do this particular episode is we'll go to the cleansing chapel, put down our Warrior of Sunlight sign and go for a co-op session. And then we'll begin to cycle through the covenants basically. For all of the PvP related business I am going to... Gale, please don't. For all the PvP related business I'm going to return to the Crucifixion Woods area, where we will be trying the Blue Sentinels and the Watchdog of Farron Covenant, since we have both of them in our possession now. But as far as co-op is concerned, I'm going to be trying my luck inside of this place. Oh, do you also have the thief hood on? No, you have the Fallen Knight helmet. Along with what looks to be the mercenary chest piece. Warguard wooden shield, and I didn't get to see the rest of his equipment. But I will put my sign down here. Oh, that is not perfectly centered. Yeah, we did open up this shortcut an hour end last time. But as usual, this video is not going to contain any actual progression in terms of the playthrough, so if you don't care about online play at all, then you might as well skip this video and any videos in this playlist. I'm probably gonna mention it at the start of every one of these videos. But yeah, we will not be making any kind of progress here. It is literally just co-op and PvP. Also, we are being summoned already. That did not take long. We are level 37 as we speak. Should be... Good sir, you have a most charming username. Drake Bloodsword. You're red fingering, are you? Oh crap, get out of there. Nice try, buddy. You need to get back in there. That's one of them gone. But meanwhile the host died. Well, dried finger. That was a marvelous idea. Let's go do a second round of this first. We didn't get to see much action at all here. I'm just going to stay inside of the chapel for now. There's no point leaving. Don't think it's going to be long until we're going to get ourselves resummoned. But the right finger, why? That didn't seem like a planned encounter at all, you know? I think this guy might have just had a residual dried finger from doing the Crystal Sage earlier. Anyway, Chenny is back. It's the same host. This is a different guy though. All of the shortcuts open, so maybe it is an intentional PvP setup. Or not. Anyway, pretty sure that one invader that we did manage to kill was using the Drakeblood Greatsword. Didn't get too close a look at the other one, but definitely some kind of curved blade. And this dude is just running basic Knight starter build, which is actually very strong, all things considered. And Chenny here, Sorcerer set, Eriphil Straight Sword, Grass Crest Shield I think, yeah, and Cleric Hat. Where pray tell are we going though? That is my question. Ah, I see. Goodness, you do quite a bit of damage though. Not gonna lie. Is the giant still alive? No, it's already gone. Guess they're just cleaning out leftover stuff. Fell right off. I'm gonna go straight for the big knight. They look imposing, but the ones with the shield are not difficult to fight actually. Ooh, is Deeper Cursed still alive? No, I think it's gone. Not exactly sure what his host is trying to get us to do. He's taking a very strange route through the place. This guy's still alive. Well, that was unfortunate positioning on my part. we're good. Maybe it would have been a better idea to slot combustion for this, the great combustion one. It's faster to cast, would have done an equally good job, I dare say. Now, the next Cathedral Knight that's gonna come up though with the Great Sword adds a different beast. Leroy. Oh, will you lock off? That's the one time where target locking was not very beneficial. Well, we seem to be right before the boss. Wouldn't have expected to get to that quickly. Fortunately, we got summoned from a house that already had cleared the rest of the area. The right thing, I'm gonna summon an NPC? Doesn't look like it. This is one of the bosses where the Pontiff rings can be found to use. Actually. Let's go for it. It just accidentally backstabbed Roy. Pretty sure it did. Ow. Yeah, when you're in a place that has so many mobs to attack, the Pontiff rings are quite amazing. Especially the healing one, because it just keeps proccing without interruption. It would have been beneficial though to perhaps put a stamina leaf on me as well. There's a lot of summon signs here. Alright, I am going to travel back to the Crucifixion Woods, and then we're trying on some of the PvP covenants. Both the Blue Sentinels and the Watchdogs of Farron are kind of aimed at you invading a host that is well above you in terms of levels. So I'm not sure this is going to go actually, considering we are 37 and most people are at most around level 50 when they get through this area. But we're just gonna give this a go and see what happens. Whatever comes of it, it will prove to be interesting, I'm sure. I haven't really played around much with the Blue Sentinels and the Watchdogs Covenants before. So this will be a semi-new experience for me. I'm just going to sit around here and wait to see what happens. Point of fact that while we are waiting, we could go around the place. No, actually, let me swap one of my spells out first. I prefer to have Great Combustion out, in general, for both this and the Cathedral. I'm getting some mild frame rate stutters. I'm not exactly sure why that is happening. That one piece of wood got flung pretty far, didn't it? Oh, hello. Would you like to come closer? Frame rate. Blue Sentinels doesn't seem to do anything here. I might move back to the Cathedral of the Deep, which is a more level appropriate area for me right now. And then we'll come back here and try the Watchdogs of Farron as well. Blue Sentinels might be more difficult to get pulled into anyhow, because it does actually require a host around that is currently being invaded. Should by that logic be easier to get a pull in this place as well, simply because you can have two phantoms here juxtaposed to the previous area where you're limited to one phantom, unless you're using the dried finger. There are plenty of summon zones about, so there should be plenty of activity as well. It's got quite a bit of a radius, doesn't it? Well, too much waiting around isn't going to be fun either, so I'll give it a minute or two. If that doesn't bear any fruits, we're gonna return to the crucifixion boards and put our Watchdog of Farron Covenant on. Meantime being, might as well go kill some of these guys. just doesn't have quite the range that you have with a halberd or a similar weapon to that. Still, it's a nice chunk of souls. Can easily get my way up to 40 or something of the sort by the end of this video, I'm sure. Are you using the Wart's Great Hammer? You do you. Personally, I've never been too much of a fan of the really bulky strength weapons. They do tend to be pretty hit and miss. Missing a swing tends to leave you wide open for retaliation. Yeah, let's go back to the swamp area and see if we can get a watchdog pull. I think it might be a bit too over leveled for the blue sentinels. Or there's just not enough people running around with the Covenant equipped. Watchdogs of Farron, on the other hand, should be a lot more simple in execution. Because it literally just requires a player to be embedded in this area and within level range. You'd think that is a more simple requirement. Well, if even that were to fail, we can still use the right eye orb and get a traditional invasion going. That's probably the most simplistic thing that we can do. But again, I'll give it 1 or 2 minutes. Meantime being, let's go clear some mobs again, as to not be standing around. You guys got far. Oh. Here we go. If I die as a watchdog invader, my souls are probably gonna be left behind at the spot of death. It's something worth remembering. There's a lot of people in the session. Okay, warrior's the host. Yeah, I see you people up there. Dude, there's 3 of them up there. Fuck off. Oh, you actually got it off. Damn. Sorry, dude. That's 1 more down. This guy just crushed his game. Wait a minute though, there were 3 of them, weren't there? One of those guys... I'm very confused right now. I'm genuinely confused right now. How about there 3 of them? This area is limited to 1 phantom, even with the thingy. The dried finger, you can only have a 2nd phantom with you. But 3 invaders. So assuming this was a completely legit thing we just ran into. That means one of those guys was actually using up an invasion slot. I mean, blue boys are regular phantoms, including self-summoned purple phantoms, and they all take up white phantom spots. I'll have to rewatch it later in editing, because I'm confused. How is there 3 of them? Yeah, the messages upon killing them should give it away. I wasn't really paying attention to them in the fight proper, for obvious reasons. Anyway, here goes another one. I swear, if you're going to crush your game again. My poor Covenant rewards. Red Host was not gonna get out of that one. 3 invaders and well, just them left. Invasion aborted. Aborted. I can speak English. Well, let's go kill some mobs again and play the waiting game. I have a feeling we are gonna run into people crashing the game quite frequently, to be honest. Because a lot of people do get frustrated by the amount of invasions they have to face when they're going co-op through this area. No, just make the general mistake of being embered. I'm gonna wait and see for a moment. See if we get anything else. I'll give it until the minute flips over to 57 and then I'm heading back to the Cathedral and put my regular co-op sign down. GB4. It's a very standard looking female character. No customization done. What are you wearing though? It's the antiquated dress. Not sure I recognize the legs properly. It's a katana. That's not the Uchi katana though. Uchi katana should be shorter than what she's wearing. Let me think. Can you get the hands on any other katanas this early on? I think you can get the Iater already. And anyway, we are invading Conchina. Well, I'm obviously gonna head toward the bonfire first and check that area. Nothing alive here, so it's definitely come through here. Are you camping out by the bonfire? No. Killed those guys. I can hear you fighting. Found you. I feel like this guy's gonna try to run straight for the boss room. Well, I'm not sure what this guy's plan was, but that was not very difficult. This guy was using the fire the PL setup though. I think he should know the mechanics, so I'm not exactly sure what his plan was. It's not like the mobs can do us any harm. Kind of. Splash damage and stuff can still hit the invader, even though the mobs don't go for them specifically. Right, I am gonna put a different covenant on again though, the Warrior of Sunlight, and I will put my summon sign down in this location. After that we'll rotate around again, try some of the Blue Sentinel stuff, try another Watchdog. Don't expect we'll have to wait long for a co-op though. I'm going to deliberately avoid spending my souls for the moment. Don't really want to risk pushing the level up any further, the tempo with the co-op. Really? I have no stamina. How many souls did this guys give you? Must have been a couple hundred. Could be a worthwhile early game grind if you're in need of a few emergency souls. What does this entire trash pack here give me? It's not much. They're all gonna give me 70, aren't they? Come on. It's close to 500. 420 souls. No, there's probably better farming spots available at this point. But still, it's right next to the bonfire. And we are being summoned. Wonderful. Just going to take a drink of my water. Mirror Knight set without the bottom piece and the claymore with the Silver Eagle Kite Shield. Do you have an interesting setup? This man does not concern himself with fashion souls. He has transcended fashion souls. He also has transcended his navigation skills, straight for the boss room, I would guess. This guy's swapping his equipment around a lot, isn't he? Don't think I don't know this. Really? There we go. Hang on. It's not here anymore. My frame rate is really stuttering this place. Crap, not good. And he's down. Well, this top section is going to prove to be interesting between the two of us. Yeah, combustion was definitely the right choice to bring for this though, rather than my fire orb. I'm looking forward to being able to use Carthus Flame Hack as well, because it saves me the one equipment a lot. How was this not a backstab just now? This is dope. Not about just sit around in that. Oh, you're fighting the other one. Those were some nice iframes just now. Could have really stunned to use a heal though. Maybe one of them. Maybe we'll happen to get lucky on one of them. Oh, actually I don't. I have you. That is not what I wanted. That is the opposite of what I wanted. Is there anyone else left to kill? No. Well, if you go into the boss room, the ring will get me healed up just fine anyway. It's not a big deal. Hey, you dick. Right. Patches is here. Then of course you're just gonna face straight to the door. Yes, welcome back to the entrance of the area. I feel like this guy might be going through this for the first time. Still got that kind of exploration awe going. Ah, you can see the bat chamber on the other side. Perfect timing.
Shame on you, you greedy guts.
Tatler strikes again.
Thought you could outwit an onion. Well, say hello to the nice giant. He adores visitors.
Well, I'm sure he did, back when he was still alive. This is a horrible trap, to be honest. There's multiple pathways out of this big room, even without fighting the giants. Can't just be like that. Anyway, guess we're going for the boss fight then. That's just fine by me. This time I'm gonna use my sorcery out. And I'm gonna pop a green blossom. Maybe I pop my green blossom a bit early. Ah, it's another player. We're just committing genocide here on the local clergy. This ring is quite amazing. We cleared them all out by now. And it's over. Just like that. Very good indeed. Well, I suppose the sunblood metals will be the easiest covenant to farm. That being said, let's go focus our attention elsewhere again. Those are a lot of souls. Look, I'll go get myself to level 40 real quick, and any souls I get after that I'm gonna go straight into various consumables. I'm sure there's plenty of supplies I could use. Some boss armors to buy as well. This is a good way to get the souls that we need for them.
Welcome, host speak. Very well then taken. Farewell, Ashen Me.
I'm actually low-key insulted by the fact that we happen to be short 100 souls. That seems to be a recurring theme.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't want to purchase, want to sell. I want to sell you. I want to sell you something, I'm just not exactly sure what I want to sell you. Do you have any duplicate weapons again? Oh yeah, I have a second crossbow. Here, take it.
Ashen one. Welcome, speak. Very well then taken.
There we go. So, what was my plan again? So, 45. Strength and dex are where they need to be for now, so... Guess I'll get my endurance up some and then my vigor as well. Get that to 22, that'll put me at 41, and then the remaining 4 points into attunement to get my third slot. And that puts me at 45, so yeah, it's a good plan.
Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
While we're here, let me go make another trip up to the tree and see if we get another seed of a giant. Giant tree, not an actual seed of a giant. I'm not exactly sure how the entire biology works, but I'm sure they don't grow from seeds. The deep lore. Not yet. Not just yet. But soon. Well now, I'm going to go back to the Cathedral, and then we'll see if we can get a blue salmon going. Probably not though. I have a feeling we are well over leveled for that already. Especially now. Right, time for the blue sentinels. Let's see where that is going to take us. Again, I'll give it a few minutes, say until 20. If that doesn't work, we'll go to the Crucifixion Woods again. Throwing knives, really. It's kind of a very random thing to get from these guys, considering they're supposed to be priests of some kind. Reminds me though, it might be useful to have throwing knives equipped. Put the green blossom over here and get the throwing knives over this way. They can come in handy for chasing down the hosts and phantoms and low HP. Catch them before they get to heal with the Estus. That is a really slow roll up the stairs. How am I looking on weight anyway? About 60%? Yeah. We can afford to put on some weight still. We're gonna have to. And the weapon I'm due to get is also going to be twice as heavy as my current one, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I've given plenty of hints by now what that weapon is gonna be, haven't I? 16 strength, 15 dex, it has 6.0 weight. Not a lot of weapons fit that specific bill, I don't think. And we've already made a few attempts of getting it, but to no avail. Anyway, it's 20 and nothing, so I'm going to go back to the Crucifixion Woods. And I'll put on the Farron Watchdog Covenant again. I'm probably gonna keep recording until the day rolls over, so until midnight. See what we can get done until then. Anyway, time for the Watchdogs of Farron again. You know, at the end of the day, if you really care about all of these Covenant rewards, I am certain that most of them can be found from mobs as well, just excruciatingly slowly. And the sword grasses can drop from the regular Gru enemies in the swamp area. The proofs of a Concord capped, which are the Covenant item for the Blue Sentinels, can be looted from some guys in Under London from what I recall. Not sure about sunlight medals. But then again, those aren't a challenge to get to begin with. Pale tongues can drop from dark wraiths. After the gold medals, I'd say the pale tongues are probably the easiest Covenant reward to get. Because I find like 5 of them lying around in the area of both the Under Settlement and the Cathedral of the Deep. And they can be found off of the Dark Wraith with some reliability. At least if you want to get to the first tier for the Obscuring Ring, it shouldn't be too difficult to do. Though, don't quote me on that, because I'm not actually sure if you actually get the Obscuring Ring from the first tier reward and not the second. Anyway, we've got OnlyFans and Player 1. Well, Player 2 has arrived. Those guys came prepared. Yeah, those guys came very prepared. What the fuck is your health? That'll help the red buddy. These guys are some serious turtles. Yeah, look at how many people there are now. They're definitely dried fingering. Well, there's 2 of them. Of course they're dried fingering. Now I'm keeping this Covenant on and hopefully I'm going to be put right back into this fight. This is about to get interesting. Then again, though I still have my souls, so I don't lose them if I'm a Watchdog, just a regular Red Eye Orb Invader. fascinating. Well, hopefully I'm gonna be put back into this fight, because then it's about to get interesting. But those guys were some serious turtles. Ah, no, I'm the one being invaded. Okay, we're dealing with a parry dude. I'm not going for the first stripe, my dude. Okay. My bad. You tried, good sir. You tried. Ah, great, you have weapon buffs too. Hey, don't die, dude. Oh crap. Not good. Okay, you don't do much damage with a repost though, that is good. Okay, less good. Nicely done. Nicely done. Right, I guess I'm going to go back to the cleansing chamber then and put my co-op sign down. And give it a bit of downtime between the PvP. One spams are surprisingly lethal. But it will be interesting if you run more often into these guys that are all turtled up with a lot of vigor and heavy armor. Because evidently it didn't do much against them. And both of them were using Tears of Denial as well. They definitely came prepared for that battle. I think that's kind of the key with a lot of invasions as well. You want to leverage the fear the host has of the invader. Because often invaders you're getting aren't even that strong. It's mostly just that they have the environment on their side. And you're of course anxious about them. At least it's a lot more balanced than it was in the first game. That's just ridiculous. You could upgrade your armor all the way to +10 early on, invading early game areas, and since that doesn't affect the matchmaking in any capacity, you'd just be able to merely chip away at the host's health without them really being able to retaliate. I'm not sure what they were thinking, to be honest, because they did take over the weapon matchmaking level from DS3 as well, but they completely ignored armor matching. Or a big tier remaster, evidently. Well, I have 2 sword grafts so far, 2 vertebrae shackles, 4 sunlight medals. Yeah, I'm quite sure the sunlight medals are what we're gonna get to max out first. As in, get 30 of them. And maybe the pale tanks will be the second reward. Anyway, here we are joining Razor for a riveting fun time. Yes, I see you have a big cleaver. I'm not particularly impressed by the big cleaver. The last guy invading me with one did not fare particularly well against me. Okay, that's a lie though. I'm exaggerating. It did fare pretty well against me, but it did die in the end. Starting all the way from the beginning, are we? I'm game. Damn, that's a lot of damage against them. They do not like great combustion. They really don't. Oh yeah, don't have a torch equipped, do I? Nor do I have the bleed ring on. I should remedy that. The little lizards are already down here, so I'm not sure why we're coming to this area exactly. Or maybe it's going for the shortcut? Really? You could have gotten here from the start though, you know. Oh, but I'm like that in real life too, sometimes. Taking the scenic route because that's just what I happen to be used to. But what's a few souls to complain about? You do not do damage. At least not a lot of it. this guy gonna come? Yeah, he is. That's unfortunate. I thought one of them was on Razor. I'm pretty good at roll catching. Yeah. Gonna try something else entirely. Get the flame stone plate ring back on. I suppose it will be fine. Mound makers. And I'm gonna use the Radeon orb. See if we can get a genuine invasion going. And after that we'll try the blue sentinels again, but I seriously doubt that we'll have any. Well, that didn't take long. But yeah, I'm doubtful that we'll have any success in getting a Really, what is this recent trend of people having just random letters as their names? Well, yeah, putting me down in an interesting spot. I'll check if the Grave Warden is still alive. If that is still around, he probably hasn't come through this way. Grave Warden is still alive. Let me see if the shortcut is around. Doors are closed. Do you have the ladder unlocked? That's the other question. No, ladder's not unlocked, so it must be inside of the chapel bonfire. I'm kind of taking the scenic route to get there though, aren't I? Can you even get back up here on the route that I'm going? No. Should just hop on down there and go around the courtyard and then drop in by the window. Yes, not been for any of this. Over there it is. It's my dude AFK. Well, I have heals too, you know. The range though. What is this range in this weapon, seriously? Nice. There. Fair enough. I'm starting to develop a little bit of a dislike for this particular sword. There's quite a bit more phantom range to it than I would expect. Which reminds me I need to upgrade my first straight sword still. But let's get my souls back first. I lose my souls, but it doesn't count as an actual death. It doesn't increase my hollowing. I wouldn't mind if it did though. I'm gonna put the blue one back on. And let's see if we will get anything else around here. I'm gonna give it a minute or so. See if we get pulled. And if that doesn't work, we'll just go back to the crucifixion modes one last time and try to get another Watchdog of Farron one in. Yeah, I really don't think we're going to get a blue one in. We're way too overleveled for that. If you assume that most of the people going through here are around level 40, you'd have to be well below that to get pulled in here as a blue phantom. Well, it's fine. We can still use the Watchdog of Farron one. We return into the crucifixion woods once more. Now, while on depending on the time after that, I might get one last co-op in the Cathedral as well. See how it goes this time around. Overall, we've been doing well enough, I should think. At least I'm not dissatisfied with our performance today. Praise the sun. Yeah, nobody likes my messages though. That's funny. I think I'm probably gonna buy a ton of these charcoal pine resins afterward. Maybe not a ton. It won't be that much food I have to go until I can get Carver's flea mark. Probably not in the next week's recording session, but the one after, certainly. reminds me, I can buy green blossoms as well now, so those might be worth investing in. Could get some of the purple moss clamps as well. Yeah, there are definitely some items around here that are worth getting. Anyway, this wait is taking a bit too long, so I'm gonna go back to the cleansing. Really, nothing around here. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the cleansing chapel and put down my sign. Let's go get one more co-op in. And I'm still not really sure about the Watchdogs of Farron Covenant and the Aldrich Faithful one. Do they work like the Forest Hunters in the first game, or just get pulled into the respective areas regardless of where you are in the world? Might have to try that at some point. Anyway, my summon zone is down. One last time. Yeah, bonfire ahead. Skipped over this message a few times by now. I forget those doors are closed when you first get here, so it's actually a useful message. Come on now, summon me. I need to redeem myself for that plunder with the little frauds earlier. But going back to my supplies for a moment. Yeah, I think I'll buy a couple of the purple moss clamps. Maybe some pine reasons and definitely some green blossoms. That'll be what I'll do with my souls. Someone's getting clobbered by an invader here. And it's starting to get late. I imagine there's not going to be too many people around the European nodes that want to co-op anymore now. Not like that's gotten in the way before though, right? Started to pull a lot of people from the Asian side last time in the first co-op video. Those are horrible though, in terms of connection. I'm pretty sure with almost all of the Asian polls we got, my connection was so crap that it didn't do damage to anything at all. At least that didn't happen this time around, which is good. Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to be summoned anymore either. So before I'm heading off, I will go back to the tower on the wall one more time. Should probably put my wave blue back in too. I got hit by that. Looks like this guy doesn't even aggro on you. Could probably ignore him entirely if we just stick by this corner over here. And this is where we want to go. Once again, I'm gonna pop the shield for... Crystal Sage Rapier for the bonus item discovery, you know. I am going to buff magic weapon, and I will be using a rusted coin. Nice and easy. Really, all of those item discovery buffs, and didn't drop anything at all. Now, that is unacceptable. We'll kill you a second time. Just minus the rusted coin, probably. It's not gonna last until I get back and come back in here. That's unfortunate. But all of you guys are dropping me nice things, so thank you. Seems like a pretty reliable way of beating the guy though. Your leggings. Look at his sword is pointing skyward. Amazing. That's the perfect death pose. Very good indeed. Well, I'm gonna head back to Firelink Shrine and turn in the souls I do have, which is quite a lot actually. Wasn't it like 7k earlier? How much would the Stargraves give? Because I'm quite certain I had around 7k, 6,900 or something when I first came to the Tower and the Ball Bonfire here. And telling me from all of these few ads and the 2 Darkgraves I got a couple of thousand souls. Either misremembering things or these guys really do give a nice amount of souls. Well, if that's the case, returning to my comment about the farming spot earlier, this seems to be the one. Anyway, just gonna buy what I can. Definitely want like another 6 of you, that's good. Maybe another 4 of you. I'll buy the last gold pine one you have too. Maybe get another 5 of these. Not much else left, so I'm not sure. I'll take a look at grey rat stock as well and see if there's anything I could want.
Oh, handy.
Well, I don't think I need the blade moss clumps by any means, and I have plenty of fire bombs, more than I could ever possibly want. Not many standard bolts though. Give me what I can carry.
Goodbye. Oh, this.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks very good. Right, I'll just make sure we take a look at the giant tree above as well. Let's see if we have a seed by now. We get invaded in our world as well, so that should definitely have advanced the counter. I believe any kind of PvP encounter you have, be it in your own world or as a phantom while you're summoned in another host's world, should increase the probability of the tree having a seed for you. Yeah, there we go. Don't remember the exact numbers, but it's like a few percent at the start, and then for every PvP encounter you have, this percentage increases until eventually it becomes a guaranteed drop, and then the resets after you take the seed. Anyway, I will leave this video here, so thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time around, back in the main playthrough.